Hello and welcome to this little video. It's just a wee short video just to close out this year 2025. I'm recording this on the 31st New Year's Eve, so happy New Year to everybody. And I am just sitting here. I just lit the fire. I've just put electricity in the box, so it's like fire, electric. I've just put batteries in all the little lights. So isn't that interesting? It's like a reset and a recharge, and I just get ready to enter this year that is 2026. It is a number 1 year. We are closing out this number 9 year of completion, 9-year cycle, 18-year cycle, and so on and so forth. So I do encourage you just to take a moment just to close out the year. Now we are still in a cocoon until the middle of February. We are moving from the year of the wood snake into the year of the fire horse. So we still have a wee bit of time. A lot of people can rush to close out this year and start a new year afresh, new year, new me, and all the rest. And I just encourage you to, that's all nice, but just do it nice and gently. We are still in a cocoon until really, the new year really doesn't start until the spring equinox, which is the 21st of March. However, we do have Bridget energies, and Bridget is the fire goddess that comes in on the 2-2 portal. So I sort of feel we've got the month of January just to pause, just to reflect, just to close out some energy, just to maybe start new things, maybe think about stuff, but not to put yourself under pressure. We're still in a cocoon. And I want you to just take permission to do that, because we are moving into quite a powerful cycle. We are moving into new territory, and I've always been shown this year, just interesting with the last couple of months with the whole symbolism is the language of light. We've got the whole Wizard of Oz theme that is in the cinemas, and there's no coincidence with that, because it sort of feels like this is what I'm feeling, that we are moving into, we're a bit like Dorothy, and we're moving from sort of black and white, almost like black and white into a color. Think about our black and white TVs moving into colors. So it just feels like such a massive shift in humanity as we are moving into a new earth. It just doesn't feel like the other years, and I'm not quite sure why. I am and I'm not. And I don't really want to use this video to go into it. I just want you to know that we are moving into like a new era, a new earth, and it is going to feel a little bit unstable for a while. And you can look back at the last number 1 year, which I think was it 2017 or 2018? I'm terrible at my numbers. We are in 2026, yeah. So was that 2018, moving from 2017 to 2018? And I remember that was quite a powerful year for me also. So, think about that number 1 year. Closing out the number 9 was amazing to close that year, but it does take a wee bit of time. And number 1 is still it's not as slow, it's not as intense, but we're about, we just give yourself a bit of patience, a bit of time. But we are in the year of the fire horse, so it is going to feel quite fast moving, which I think is really good, to be honest. But fire energy is not for the faint-hearted, and it is quite fast movement, making fast decisions, knowing who you are, your intuition, your gut feeling, all of that is really, really important, okay? So I've pulled a couple of cards. I'm not going to pull too many here. We have the Atlanteans, and that makes a lot of sense to me as a guide, as we evolution vibration, it says there actually. Legacy, knowledge, progress, expect accelerations. I mean, that is exactly what I'm trying to say, but I'm not saying it very well. We are entering into this new age. We have been in these almost 10,000 year cycles, even though it's a 9 year and it's a 10,000 year cycle. And the Atlantean era, was all about technology. The one before that was all about Lemuria, which is all about the heart. One was feminine, one was masculine. And we're merging these together, and we haven't actually got to this stage yet in our ascension. And it is really exciting. That's why many of us are here. But it's like, whoa, what do we do? So we just got a wee bit like Dorothy. You know, when Dorothy goes up in, allow the wind, allow the old energy to blow away, as my fire is literally making all sorts of noises. Allow the old energy to blow away and welcome in the new. And as Dorothy just surrendered and her house went up into the tornado or whatever, twister, whatever it was called, and she landed, she opened the door and it was like, oh my goodness, where am I? All right. And there was just a path. There's just a path. And you just put one step in front of the other. And that is what I would encourage you to do. Then we have Michelle's deck. So he is the Great Father, very Saturn energy. Saturn is the Lord of Karma. We are the year of karma and completion. And that's why it's felt quite intense. And many of us don't know why. Unless you are able to look at past lives and understand that and understand your akashic and things, you know. Divine knowledge, higher learning, commit to your visions through study. So we are going to be getting a lot of stuff through dreams, a lot of signs, a lot of synchronicities, and it's just important to listen. It's important to trust them, okay? We have Joan of Arc also here, so I'm seeing the throat chakra. Do not be afraid, stand up for your beliefs. Yeah, many people having to stand up for their truths, fight for themselves. Just really what's important here when I just look at this, it's just truly knowing who you are. And I would encourage you also to look at what your personal year is. And that is if you add up like your days, your months of your birthday. And then instead of the year of your birthday, you would add a number 1 to that. So for me it's a number 8. So, and then look up that number would tell you what this year would be like for you also. Okay, now I'm going to pull a dragon card because we do have lots of fire energy here. I don't even have a watch on me, but I want to be able to upload this, so let's just connect with the dragon energy and see what wants to come through. So let's ask for a dragon card or dragon energy to close out 2025. And then let's ask for one to help us to step in through this beautiful doorway in the 1-1 portal tomorrow. It's actually 111, 111 portal. And then you've got the 11th of January, which feels very powerful. And I think that I might do something for that, which is the 111 portal, you know, the double gateway. Okay, so helping us to walk through this doorway tomorrow, please. Tomorrow. So yeah, so there is the earth and air dragon, and we are just, you know, look at all the brown and the wood. Okay, represents a perfect balance of heaven and earth. Stay balanced, ground your visions, manifest. And that's interesting, I've literally ran out of coal, so all I have here is wood to burn until I can get somebody to bring me some. So yeah, that's earth and air. We are moving from earth and air into fire and water, actually. The card that is for 2026. There's look at the water, because with all this fire energy we do need to balance it with water. I'm literally trying to stay hydrated here. I'm saying the same to my daughter there. I've been in water, just really obsessed with water like recently, probably because I'm a fire sign, and it's really important to find that balance. Helps you connect to higher frequencies. Trust your intuition. Yeah, the water is connected to intuition and your fire is connected to that action. So that's that feminine and masculine balance. Develop your psychic abilities. Be open to enlightenment and express your inner song. Okay, we all have an inner song. And it's important just to know what that is and just sing to your tune, I suppose, is what I'm hearing. Now I'm going to pull a few, let's pull this shaman from the shamanic deck. I'm probably going to have to close this. I might just get us to close our eyes and just maybe walk through this doorway together, I think would be nice. So 3 cards, please. 1. It's interesting, 2. And 3. It's interesting, I've just picked the protection guardian there. And I have just lit this protection candle. So the dark and light is something I probably want to talk about. Next year is just looking after your energy field. Energy management is key, and I think we need to have the knowledge of that. going forward. But it does say drop your shields, okay? So which means that the only protection you need is your own internal healing. The only protection you, I mean, that's the peacock. The peacock is, it's funny, one of my clients sent me a message today because about the peacocks. Every time they see the peacock, they think of me, and you know, it takes me back to, you know, a very, very low time in my life, and it's come up recently just with circumstances of my own life going on in the last 18 months, just really just affected my mental health and the energy of the peacock, and just understanding everything on a different level, because there's learnings and lessons for everything, about everything, and it's just important to, you know, balance your nervous system, regulate it, know what your tools are, know who your people are, you know, leaning on others, but also not being codependent, being balanced in your feminine and masculine energy, know when to rest, know when to move, things like that, okay? Yeah, Druid, holding the space. You're just being asked to hold the space for yourself, just as we walk through this doorway. Yeah, there is the Hermit and retreat to recharge. Yeah, there's definitely a period of pause is needed as we close out this year and step into the next one, okay? And it's, you know, it's quite nice. Most people will be off work. Some might be back on Friday, but most people will be off and not back until Monday, so they have a little bit of time to still rest before they get back into that. But there's the Knight energy. You're asked, you know, there will be initiations, there'll be challenges, but there has been this year, hasn't there, and in the past couple of years. So you're being asked to be brave and to be honest, take accountability for your own actions, stay in a place of love and compassion, even if, you know, you're feeling attacked, or, you know, with this protection energy, it's all about staying in the heart, and then you're not in that fearful place, if that makes sense. And there's the beautiful Rose there, you know, he's not seeing that Rose, he's in this place of, like, when I look at him there, he's protecting his home, he's been standing there that long with this sword, and he doesn't need to be in that fight or flight anymore, and he's so tired, he's gone asleep, and he's not seeing the roses around him, what's blooming around him, you know, being in that place of gratitude and not being in that need to protect what's his. How about being a place of love and share it? You know, that is the new earth we're moving into, from that need to protect, that need to, you know, protect your heart. People are out thinking people are out to get you, the real anger, and moving into this new earth, which is all about love and union, and for our fellow brothers and sisters, no matter what is going on, okay? So let's just, I'm going to leave it there, and I just want to wish you, whoever's watching, the most magical new year, and thank you for all your support and watches, and thank you to all my clients this year as well. Yeah, so let's just take a moment to arrive. Just take a moment let's do a gentle cord cutting, I feel, just closing the eyes, and I want you just to visualize that Knight and the sword, and that is you, that is your higher self, and he's going to whip off, or he or she is going to whip off that cloak and old clothing, old armor, and a wee bit like Joan of Arc with the sword as well. You know, just allow your higher soul self to step forward, calling in your guides, angels, loved ones, beautiful beings of the light only. Anything that's not from the light does not have permission to be here and must leave. Just your higher soul self, who's stepping forward with this sword and just initiating, just anointing the top of your head, almost just saying, well done, you've got to this point and you should be so proud. You don't have to have everything figured out. You're perfect just as you are, and the way you're handling life is perfect. And it's all about learnings, lessons, just being. We are human beings, not human doings. And just be open to this cord cut and allow this very sharp sword to cut the cords of 2025 in this 9-year cycle, this 20,000-year cycle. The karma, just lots of weeds being cut away. And feel that wind coming, like Dorothy. The massive gust of wind that's coming. It's a big tornado that's coming towards you. And you're going to surrender. You're going to just allow everything to fall away. And what's left is what's meant to be left. And feel that swooping you up. Your home, cleansing your home, your car, your places, your work, friendships, just old energy. It's not needed. And allow it to guide you, allow it to swoop you up and take you into the colour, into the new earth that is 2026. And just feel yourself landing on this bright, colourful new earth. And it's important that you lay roots. It's important that you, if you were to land anywhere, you just need to gather, where am I, what am I doing, what's around me. And that's what you're going to do, is just grind your energy. Feel those roots from your base chakra going deep into the earth. And you're just going to sit there. Feel those energetic roots going into the earth. I want you to visualize how you want this year to go. Visualize how you want to feel, sense, be. Visualize what you're calling in. And visualize these foundations being built around you to hold this energy. And I'm just seeing a bath. Really not. And that's the thing there. You just visualize that, call it in, do the work, and then you rest. So go and find a comfortable place to just be. Have trust, have faith, have hope. Namaste. Much love to you all. I'm just going to disconnect and close this space. And I'll see you all in 2026.